#1 in the Ozarks. This is KY3 News at 6.
We want to start tonight by giving you an update about the woman who is still missing tonight, the mother of that 4-year-old boy whose body was found in the floodwaters early yesterday. The search for that mother has now been scaled back, and authorities tell me it has really turned into more of a recovery mode right now as they look for her body. That after finding the woman's car very close to where they found the body of the little boy early yesterday. The floodwaters have started to go back down. We are standing here in the Ruby Dew, and you can see around me the water is still covering the road here. And just to give you an idea of the difference that a day makes, just behind me, this posted speed limit sign where it says 10 miles per hour, and the water, of course, still flowing up to that sign and all around it. This is a street. It is normally not underwater, but the water had covered that sign yesterday. That's just how high it was. And you'll remember I was explaining to you this recreational complex here just behind the old school known as Ruby Dew Park. This gives you a better idea of what it typically looks like. It's a grassy field. Well, yesterday it was totally covered by water, and of course it looked like a pretty expansive lake at this time yesterday. Cleanup efforts as the water has started to go back down have started. There are about 30 homes that have been destroyed by this flood, as well as many more, dozens more from what we understand, businesses and homes that have been badly damaged. The evacuation order was lifted late today, and now people are going back inside their homes to take a look at what's left and start the cleanup process. Waynesville, unfortunately, not the only place to be affected by the floodwaters. Also places in Phelps County as well as Marys County, both impacted by the floods, including the small town of Newburgh. If you're not familiar with the area, that's just on the other side of Rolla, about 4 miles from Rolla. And Newburgh was hit very hard, very hard. The sheriff described it for us with flash flooding this morning. It was really unexpected for an area that does not typically flood. Police had to go door to door in Newburgh at 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get people out to safety as that flash flooding happened there. There is a creek that flows through the middle of the historic downtown in Newburgh, and that creek is what was overflowing into the homes, but especially into the businesses. There are many businesses along that main road in Newburgh that had to experience flooding. Now, later in the morning, that water did start to go back down, and people were able to go back into their homes. Now, many areas in the region, like Newburgh for one, have been pretty much cut off by this unexpected flooding, including the town of Jerome, which is not far from Newburgh at all. It's just on the other side of Interstate 44, almost directly across from Newburgh. The situation there has been growing worse, unfortunately, throughout the day today as the Gasconade River continues to rise. It was expected to crest yesterday. That didn't happen. Evacuation started yesterday morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. All the homeowners who live there along that beautiful river, along the Gasconade, started piling everything they owned into these trucks and trailers and moving the trucks and trailers into an area that they thought was safe. It's always been safe in the past when it's flooded. Well, we understand now from the sheriff that those areas were not safe. The water did reach their belongings, and many of those people's belongings ended up floating away along with the floodwaters later today. Now, we can tell you the river there is expected to crest, we don't know when, at 33 to 34 feet. And evacuations are still continuing tonight in other parts of Jerome that are not prone to flooding. And that's the case here as well. The Ruby Dew, as we've told you, is not something that is prone to flooding. And so many of these areas, like here in Waynesville, did not anticipate this at all. As KY3's Linda Russell shows us, though, the community is really coming together. Thanks, Linda. And we're back here live. I want to show you this picnic table just as an illustration. This was moved all the way from the other side of the park by the raging floodwaters, and these waters are powerful and fast enough that they have moved vehicles, things like that picnic table, even farm equipment, even cars. So this is a very dangerous situation, and unfortunately, as we're expecting possibly more rain to come down even today, even tomorrow, everyone here is still on high alert. Reporting live from Waynesville, Emily Wood, KY3 News.